Hey guys, just going to start today's vlog with a bit of an update. Firstly, as always, I've got my journal here that I've made some notes in for today's vlog. Have you got yours yet? I keep talking about the journal because I think it's so important in your journey. If you've got one or you're going to get one, take a photo of it and stick a photo in the comment section below so they can give you a cheer. Second thing is I was at Pilates this morning, and the Pilates instructor asked me how if I had any tournaments or anything on the weekend. They know I do karate, and I'm like, yeah, had a tournament. My first reaction was that was just a small one, which immediately I realized that was my old limiting mindset. And I know the tournament, was a real success. It was awesome. I really loved the fact that people had the opportunity to do multiple events on the same day in a short period of time, and that was really cool. But yet my mindset was still, it's just a small one. So I still got some work to do with that. But today's vlog is about, something's not good or bad, it just is. And often I've got two different things to think. One with change. So I'll just read you a little thing here I've done out of my journal here. So it's our natural reaction to change is not great. More often than not, if change is somebody else's idea, then our first reaction is that it's bad. So I've got a bit of a parable here that I really like. It's about when something happens to you, is it good or is it bad? Is change good or is it bad? So I'll just I'll probably, as normal, I'll probably muck it up pretty bad, but I'm going to give it a bit of a crack. Okay, so there's a Chinese farmer, and as the parable goes, he was farming and he lost his horse. The horse went missing, and the neighbors came around and said, "Oh, geez, that's bad fortune. That's really bad." His reaction was, "Well, maybe." And then next thing he knew, that the next day the horse returned, but it brought another horse that it had found. And the neighbor said, "Well, geez, that was really good fortune." And the farmer says, "Oh, maybe," And so then the next day, the son's farmer was trying to break in that new horse, trying to so it could be work on the farm. And he had a fall off the new horse, and he broke his leg. To which, as you're probably following along with the story now, the neighbors come over and say, "Wow, that's really bad fortune. That's really bad." And the farmer said, "Maybe." Next thing they know, the emperor of the Chinese government did a subscription to all able-bodied young people had to go and join the army and go and fight in a war. But his son couldn't go because he had a broken leg. So I just think that's a great story, a great parable that we just don't know if something's good or bad. We just don't know. It just is. And it also puts a lot less, it's just a mental game up here that, again, just stops that mess in our head and limits that sort of stuff. So I've got a personal example, and this shows you how trivial this stuff can be. But it's negative stuff that takes up space in your brain. And when these little tiny things, you let little things upset you, frustrate you, or annoy you, these little things add up over time, and then you can end up it just means there's no space, especially if something big happens. So if we can deal with these little challenges along the way and not allow them to build up, then you're winning. You really are. So my local Coles, by the way, with my Coles, what I did was I went and bought a few shares in my Coles, in Coles. So every time I go shopping, I feel like I'm buying off me, rather than worrying about the fact that everything has gone up, really expensive or whatever. I just see it as I'm investing in my own company. So anyone can do that. It's really easy. Jump on Comsec and off you go. So, but my local Coles has, over the weekend, changed everything. Like all the aisles are different, everything's in different places. So when you go in there, you think, "Oh, eggs are here, this is there, meat's there, this is that." It's all changed. And the first reaction is, like everyone, to change is like, this sucks, I know where everything was, and now they've all changed it around. But maybe you know, in a few days' time, because I go pretty often, I shop a little bit every day rather than once a week. In a few weeks' time, I might be like, wow, this layout is really awesome. Who knows? But why waste the space in my mind going, wow, this sucks, this is really bad. So I know it's a small thing, but as I said, it's these small things that add up over time that clog our mental space, and we want to release all those little things, and that's the practice. And it's a practice of, it's part of, you know, you don't wear a black belt, you become a black belt. It's these small mental challenges along the way that will leave more space for the bigger and better things in life. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the dojo.